Good morning to you, David.
Morning, and that's atomic state, not bomb.
Oh, apologies.
Big difference.
A huge difference at this point, and I appreciate being corrected. If I may, David, first of all, just your reaction to the news overnight, the US bombing raids, first of all.
Well, I'm in Tel Aviv, so I guess I kind of felt some of the fallout. Personally, huge air raid sirens this morning. Went to the shelter. I heard a succession of soft thuds, so it's clear to me that despite the effective use of Israeli air defences, some of those missiles are getting through. So that is the most immediate personal response. More broadly, well, look, the Middle East is a region that invites hyperbole, but today I can say what happened last night is historic, not just for the region, but for global politics. This is huge.
Tell me more.
Okay, look, I was listening to your conversation with the previous caller. Some of the things you said I agree with, some I don't. I think we should say that Iraq and Afghanistan were huge ground invasions. They were wars. The president needs Congress approval to enter a war or declare war. He has not declared war. He has carried out strikes. Now, this is not to say that these are not damaging or devastating strikes, but this is different to war, and I think that's important. Another point to make is the one about international law. You said, why is, people inspect the Iranian nuclear facilities, not the Israel ones. Is a simple point of law. Iran signed the NPT. It actually signed it on the day it opened for signature in 1968. I interviewed the man for my book who signed it. Israel never signed it. This means Israel is not burdened to the same responsibilities in terms of international inspections. Neither, for example, is Pakistan, India, and all of these other threshold states that didn't sign. Look, today was probably inevitable, given some of the rhetoric that was coming out. You talk about why now. Is the threat imminent? Look, Iran has enriched massive stockpiles of uranium that is enriched to very high levels, weapons-grade levels. Now, Iran says this is for peaceful use. Now, there is an energy case. The Shah of Iran, as far back as the 50s, said that a barrel of oil is too valuable to burn for electricity. He's right. But what are the Iranians doing? They're enriching all of this uranium, Matthew, for power plants they might at some point build in the future. It's never made any sense. So the Israelis are not wrong when they say, look, this is ridiculous. There's also something else. We're all British. What would you do, Matthew? What would you demand of your government if a country said for decades it would wipe Britain off the face of the earth and use proxies to fire missiles at your cities day after day, month after month, year after year? Now, why now? I think that there are many reasons. I think this is about domestic political considerations from Benjamin Netanyahu, but I think there are other timelines here, and this is descends
anything to do with Gaza? I mean, anything to do with Gaza and which has led to, lest we forget, in arrest warrants for alleged war crimes that the grave concerns about what's going on in there, which may very well have brought Iran and its proxies further into the conflict.
Well, I mean, I think if anyone thinks that Iran has got any sense of altruism towards the Palestinians, I would think that would be quite naive. So, look, you've asked me a question. Is this to do with Gaza? Perhaps to a certain degree, but there are many timelines here, aren't there, Matthew? We looked at those Israeli commandos on the ground in Tehran. That's taken months, if not years, to happen. So this whole thing from the 13th of June has existed way beyond the immediate short-term political calculations of Benjamin Netanyahu. In the end, the IDF and the Mossad will say, we can do this or we can't.
May I ask, I've got to be quick as I'm enjoying listening to you and I'm a shorter time. Is the world going to be a safer place as a result of this?
Very good question. Look, the Israelis are really good at short-term strategic brilliance, as a tactical brilliance. The question is what now? To answer your question, Matthew, what comes next? Is this the beginning of the end or merely the end of the beginning? That's what will determine the answer to your question.
You've left me with a bit of a chill and a shiver, but I understand where you're coming from. David, thank you so much for joining us this morning.